Hey guys, welcome back. It's Claytano. Thanks so much for tuning in as always. Today's video is going to be on the Seal, aka Ruined Temple. And basically, this raid came out maybe a couple weeks ago now already. And I'm realizing that there's quite a few people who either don't have it unlocked yet or still just don't understand the mechanics. So, with that said, I'm making this video to hopefully help more people out. It's a fairly easy raid. You don't really need a whole lot of power requirements in order to beat it. I would say maybe like 350,000 or so just to get the bonus. I think that's right around where it's at. And just basically want more people in the game to be able to play it. I think it's a really fun game mode, and it gives a lot of good gear, equipment, and legendary stuff that you can upgrade to the highest point in the game. So I'm going to go ahead and commentate over one of my runs. That way I can focus on explaining what's going on versus trying to dodge and not really paying attention to what I'm saying. So if this is one of your second or third time watching one of my videos and you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're basically friends. If this is your first time watching a video, welcome. Make videos on Summoner's War Chronicles and have a lot of other content. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it. So I'll go ahead and play it. However, I might pause it here and there just to explain more of what's going on. As far as the team composition is concerned, you'll kind of see what we got going on here. And basically, what I'm running is a fire staff in order to burn. I have Grego, the Dark Lich, in order to drop poison. I have Tessarian for more burn, and then I have my Vanessa for reviving in case I happen to like kind of mess up and not dodge one of the skills. That's typically the team that I like to run. Sometimes I'll put in Bastet instead of Vanessa. Sometimes I'll run multiple poison units instead of Tessarian. It just depends on the team comp. There's a lot of Tessarians, so I probably actually don't even need Tessarian in this situation. But basically, the idea or the whole point of what you're trying to build is monsters that do damage over time, whether it's burn, freeze, shock, poison, bleed, whatever it is. You just want to have as many damage over time at level 10 as you possibly can amongst the 6 players in your team. You also want to have at least 2 Bernards. It's very important for Bernard in your team because there's a lot of skill shots that you have to dodge, and it just makes things really easy. But there's also this other, it's called like a cheese tactic, is what people are calling it. And you will need Bernard for that situation as well. For some reason, it dropped me into the game without the monsters that I had on my team. I don't know why, so I had to just switch them out real quick. But no problem. It gives you like 20 seconds before the game starts to get everything situated. There's the runes, so you guys can go take a look at those. You can pause the video on the rune sets so you can see kind of what I'm at. Like I said, I don't have, like, these aren't my best units. They're not, well, I guess Bastet and Tessarian are max awakened, but Grego's definitely not. And I know a lot of the other guys that I'm running with who are doing like this guy's got the fire pixie. Again, just more dots, right? So you'll see as you get into the match, there are a whole bunch of skill shots. So skill shot there, it kind of goes out in a cone. You just want to dodge it. The first one is always that like bow tie looking thing. This is going to be the first part of the cheese tactic. It's going to be a straight dash. This one on each side, you just want to go from one side to the next. That one can definitely kill you. I've been killed by that multiple times just because I tried to move to the other side too quickly before it actually goes off. I think I actually died to that one more often than anything else. But you'll see. I'm just throwing poison down. I'm throwing burn as I need it. Here's the bow tie. You just stand in the middle. These ones, the beginning of the match is fairly simple. Like, all you want to do is you really just want to dot and run. Dot and run. That's all you got to do. So here's the half moon. Again, just making sure that you don't run over too soon, but it's going to go one side to the next. Dot, run. Here goes a dash again. And then at one point in this, we do a little cheese tactic. But after the dash, he's looking for somebody to target, and he'll look for somebody to do like an elbow. And if you stay out of the range of his elbow, then you'll do what's called the cheese tactic, which again I'll show you. But for the most part, the mechanics are fairly simple. This portion of the match, they do get a little bit different later on, which after the cheese tactic, we'll take a look at that too, because there's a little bit of time in this particular match where you do have to complete some of the other like things that happen, which I think is good because you'll most likely need to know how to beat these things. So right there, he did the dash, and then he targeted Booper. Booper understands that he's targeted. He switched out to the Bernard right here, and now he's running. And if the boss can't catch up to Booper, then he can't do his little elbow skill. And then he just walks around in circles. The nice thing when he's walking around in circles, he's also not removing the dots as much. I think he still gets rid of the burn, or the burn doesn't last as much, or whatever it might be. But you can see poison is just steady on there. There's the frostbite and the shock from other people on the team as well. And yeah, it's pretty much just we walk around in circles. Here's one of my guild members explaining how it works. So if you guys want to see it in text form, after that, he has to elbow someone. It's random each time. So when he dashes in a straight line, everyone kite away from him. I wasn't doing that. I was actually just running up to the boss. So lesson learned, and something that you guys could learn as well from this video. Once he does the straight dash skill, do not run up to him like a noob like me. You might get people mad at you, and it'll be a lot harder to beat. But yeah, it's pretty simple. You're just running around the outside rim here, trying to stay away from the boss. You want to make sure that you soul link your Bernard, so that way you can just spam it over and over. It's getting a little bit outside the circle. As you can see, he's getting a little closer to him. He can't really outrun it anymore. He's got to run a little faster. But I think we were able to get this boss down to like 1 bar left, 10% HP, just by using this little tactic. It's pretty good. Like, it definitely makes this very, like, see, there was the elbow. He was like, bah. But it makes this boss a lot easier. I'm not sure if they'll ever like kind of patch that. This whole boss is like pretty complex, and there's a lot of things that can go wrong. There's a lot of moving pieces, and it takes a while too. So if you don't do that tactic, like it kind of, you kind of leave it up to chance that you might not win. But you'll see he does this jump thing, and then will explode stuff around him. You just stay out of the circle initially, and then run into the circle after it explodes outward. He'll do this invincibility buff where you have to go kill this seal, this guard soldier right here. I typically like to switch out to target. You actually should do that. If you don't do that and your monsters are attacking this invincible boss, it's kind of like White Shadow Castle, that people get mad at you, and then your monsters will just die if you don't bring them back in by using the whistle again. So just keep that in mind, because if you don't kill this seal before the bar runs out, or before this red gets to the edge here, then you just die, because this seal is going to give you invincibility. And if you don't have the invincibility, very similar to Naraka, you just die. So kind of combines like White Shadow Castle and Naraka components in one. Yeah, there's his jump, and then you just come back in. There are a couple other things where if these little things on the right here, if those are expanding, you can just kill them. They're pretty easy to kill. And then at the end, once you win, you roll a dice. I'm not sure if it's completely random. Like if you're the highest damage dealer, supposedly you're supposed to have a higher roll, but I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure how it works. But you know, Claytano, impressive. I got a 97. Lusty Toad got 78. Tyler got a 42. Legendary Zen got a 17. Guac got a 31. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 plus me. And I guess the number 5 didn't get it. So I on this run I got a 4-star awakened, 5-star, 4-star awakened water weapon, which is nice and all. But it has one little problem with it, is that it doesn't have a blue slot, unfortunately. So it's not completely unusable, but it's just not as good as it could be. I also have a 6-star, 1-star awakened water staff already. I actually really need a dark one. That's kind of what I'm looking for. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much it for today's video. It doesn't have to be too long. For the most part, that's all there is to seal. It's very easy. It is very easy. I think it's one of the lowest, I would say lowest CP requirements. It's more mechanical requirement. And so if you guys are like kicking people out of the lobby without understanding, like, okay, they have monsters that can help kill this. Like a lot of these monsters right here, I don't know, you can't really see them, but yeah, people switch out to the monsters that are actually like able to beat the boss. So we have like Fire Pixie, Tessarian, we have the Bernards, this guy, Ahamamir, the green Ifrit, he's good because he does damage based on the amount of dots. I'm not sure if that's why Lusty Toad was like up there in the damage close to me or what, but it does pretty good. Theomars is also really good. Like a lot of the Ifrits are good in this because they have the dots on skill 1, just their basic attack, I think. This team is not great. I think he switches out inside the dungeon. The other thing is like you can get bonus with certain monsters and then switch out inside the dungeon, and then it doesn't really matter what you're using in the dungeon, you'll still get the bonus. So a couple little fun tips and tricks for the Seal Ruined Temple. Hopefully you guys can get some good legendary equipments and progress in the game, and do more public runs, because sometimes it takes a lot to get a party together. And again, that's why I wanted to make this video, is so that way more people know how to do it and we can do it quicker. Also, the nice thing is that it's only a weekly raid, so you only have to do it like 3 times and then you're done. Yeah, you can support once, twice, 3 times for like legendary runes. Aside from that, that's pretty much it. So if this helped you guys out, go ahead and leave a like. Very rarely get like a lot of likes on my videos, so it's kind of weird. But I know you guys are watching. I know you like it, but if you could just hit the thumb when you see my video, that would be great. Other than that, guys, thanks so much for watching. As always, stay soupy, go be potatoes. See you guys in the